So today I want to discuss the importance of body positivity. Now, I know that you post a lot of body positivity on your page, and you are a strong advocate of, body positivity, looking, great in Speedo, swimsuit, whatever it is. So I just want to ask you, what are your thoughts on body positivity?
Well, one of the reasons why I am a strong advocate of body positivity is because, as I've gotten older, I've noticed that, my body doesn't look the same. Years ago, I used to be, very skinny, and I was looking at some old posts on one of my social media pages, and I noticed that, my, neck was thinner, and my belly was thinner, and it just looked like I hadn't eaten in days, and as I've gotten older, I've noticed that my body's changing. I'm getting more of a stomach, and my face is a little more fuller than it used to be. So I'm definitely a strong advocate for body positivity and guys being in touch with how they look and being comfortable with how they look, and with women as well. All bodies are beautiful. We should be comfortable and confident in our bodies and what they can do. And one of my inspirations to promote body positivity and be more comfortable in my body was this performance by Sam Smith, and this was a year or two ago, and a lot of people were commenting on what Sam Smith was wearing, which definitely was out of character for Sam Smith, but a lot of the comments were definitely targeted towards Sam Smith's body and how they look. And one of the comments said that he looks like Patrick from SpongeBob, which comments like that are never okay. If it's referring to what he was wearing, even that is not okay, because a lot of people were comparing what he was wearing here in the Gloria Tour to what Patrick wore in the SpongeBob movie at the end of it, and just comparing anyone to anyone else, cartoon or not, is just not okay. Another comment said that's literally disgusting, and again, that's just not an okay thing to say. We all come in all shapes and sizes, and there's a lot of women and even men who prefer guys that are a little bigger, having guys that are pretty much stick figures and thin doesn't really appeal to everybody. So everyone has their different tastes, everyone has their different opinions, everyone has their own thing that they're attracted to. They should put a pic of that on the side of McDonald's takeout to increase awareness of a healthy diet. I mean, even if you look bigger, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're not healthy. As long as you're if you exercise regularly, and if you do not go out to eat a lot, then you can still live a healthy lifestyle and look bigger or thinner. Just as long as you're happy with your appearance, that's what matters most. Where did they find an XXXXXL thong? If that thing breaks, people in the front row will lose an eye. That's just, that's definitely not okay. When Sam Smith came out in what he was wearing here, there was definitely a lot of shock value. People were like, that's not the same Sam Smith. We miss the old Sam Smith. Why did they do that? But, if you're coming to your own and you're, displaying confidence, that's mainly what's important. Like a lot of I do a lot of Speedo content, or I used to do a lot of Speedo content. I've been focusing more on the going live and, being a content creator. And I'm still promoting body positivity, just not as much as I used to, a year or two ago. But I'm still a, strong advocate for being, body positive and being happy with how you look, and it's just really, disheartening when there's so many people out there who are, focusing more on Sam Smith and their appearance rather than their ability to perform and, throw out really awesome songs out there. So one of the reasons why I do body positivity on here is because one night I was in a friend of mine's live, and there was this troll that was just commenting on his body and how he looked, and it was just it wasn't right. And I was, I'm a person who tries to avoid drama and confrontation. So, instead of interacting with the troll in the comments, I was just people are saying this about my friend, people are saying this about Sam Smith. So I posted a video saying, this is for the people who have been commenting on Sam Smith's appearance, and people really loved it and actually gave a lot of encouragement. So I started doing those videos, and people really loved them. So that was something that I wanted to keep going with, because it's sending out a message that everyone deserves to be confident, everyone deserves to love themselves, and everyone deserves to feel good about themselves. I definitely don't think that how Sam Smith looks affects their talent. Because Sam Smith is an amazing singer, amazing voice, and with what he wore in Gloria Tour, it just shows that they are confident in themselves, and they are comfortable with who they are. And that's definitely someone that I strive to be confident in myself, more confident in myself. And with me, I have the body confidence. It's just for me, I'm more working on the social confidence, because I'm still that person who won't go in boxes, but I'll still go live by myself. And with Sam Smith, they're able to be confident in their body and their ability and not care what anybody else thinks. So I feel like my final words here are just what I always say: all bodies are beautiful. Be confident in yourself, love yourself. If it's for your own health and benefit, I don't see any problem with eating healthier or exercising more. But if you're healthy and still look big, skinny, muscular, not so muscular, whatever it is, as long as you're happy with yourself, that's what matters most.